hello. Welcome, Echoes, to Once Upon a Reflection, a Cypher system-based TTRPG. As you might be able to see, we are currently missing Alina. They had some other things that they needed to take care of, and will not be back in town until, I think tomorrow or something. I don't know. They're out of town. They can't game. They'll be here on Sunday for Empyrean Rising's last episode. But in the meantime, hi, I'm Evie the Disaster GM. Pronouns are she, they, or any, and I'm the game runner for this fine of disastrous group. Let's go ahead and flip a coin on who we're introducing first. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Amanda.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda, aka Panda Copra, and I will be playing Rosa/Thorn, both using she/her pronouns, a resilient explorer princess who masters the swarm.
Okay, wonderful. Having a little bit of technical issues with Amanda's microphone. We've troubleshooted it as much as possible. I apologize for anyone that might not quite catch the occasional thing. Pay attention to the really, really crappy subtitles, and we should be good. And then, of course, Joel.
Hello, I am Joel. I use any pronouns. I am playing Senor Fluffington, who is a rugged Witchwawa, who is one with beasts. Who might die today.
You're not gonna die. You're gonna be fine.
I don't believe that.
They're so suspicious of me.
I have a total of 13 points left everywhere. And no way to get more for the next 10 hours.
You are a tier 1 character, so with no advancement, so that kind of tracks. But anyway, you will probably see from the corner of the screen down there that we are raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. You can check out the link either in the description or in chat, depending on if you are watching on Twitch or on YouTube. We do simulcast, so follow, subscribe, whatever it is, for wherever you are watching to be able to catch catch what we might be doing next and any announcements or other shows. Medical Aid for Palestinians, though, works with trusted and experienced local partners in the West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and Lebanon. You can check out their full site, which is in the links that are in the description or chat, or you can just scan the QR code to donate. Alter Deco Archives and its affiliates receive no portion of the donations. Beyond that, we are just gonna kind of slide right into the session. Alina will be back for the next episode. Worry not. As a content warning, we at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with depictions of violence and gore, possible mentions of loss, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those listening, you have been warned. As you guys finish up your conflict, we shall say, with the Cursed Kingdom and the Puppet Prince, the thorns and vines and brambles that had kind of taken over everything wither and start to fall away. At the end of the conflict, with a shiny lid, I believe, was what you used to block the prince's eyeline at one point, that provided enough of a reflection to where Vrak was just like, oh, escape, and promptly utilized it as a means to get the fuck out of Fairy Tale Land. Leaving the two of you behind in the ruins of the castle that seems to be partially held together by what roots and thorns and brambles remain. The bodies that had been partaking in the dance and the curse have also kind of withered away to almost dust. So while there is signs of what had been, most of it, at least in the ballroom where you currently are, is gone.
Man, that guy really just is dead now.
Well, hopefully for the best. I hope. Um, where's Vrak?
Mm.
Don't tell me Vrak left already. We were just starting to have fun and breaking curses and all kinds of wonderful things.
I'm dying.
Yes, that too.
I am slowly slumping onto the ground, just so tired.
Well, perhaps a bit of rest wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, that's fine. No, you do your thing. It's okay.
Are you just gonna, like, pass out in the middle of the ballroom and try to take a 10-hour rest there? Or are you
No.
are you doing the, like, sleepy dog thing of carry me? Okay.
Yes, I am 100% just lumping onto the ground because I don't want to walk anymore. Oh, it did. I don't know. I don't know if. Did you notice something weird about that guy that that died?
I mean, there were a lot of things weird about him, yes.
Oh well, no. I mean, like, it wasn't. It was like he wasn't. You know.
Yes.
The cats in the background are running from
Yeah.
the vicious
That's why-
presence of
that's why-
Senor
that's why-
Fluffington.
I need to move the cat toy out of this office.
It's fine. We love animals.
You're only you only say that, but you haven't heard Oliver discover that he has toys in Abby's office.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
always something with me.
You're fine. You're fine.
But no, it was like he was, but not him. You know, like
Like
Yeah.
like a ghost or something.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a spooky thing, so it's probably
Oh
for
well,
the best
that
that you don't know.
definitely it was.
Yes.
It was very scary, like thunder, but like worse.
Yes.
Because thunder usually is outside, not in here.
Hmm.
No, it was more like I don't have the words for this. You know how food is on bowl, but sometimes food is outside bowl, but it's still food.
Yes.
It felt
Yes,
like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I agree. I think
I am
that was...
trying so hard to play a dumb dog. Okay?
And we all appreciate it.
Yes.
We do. We
yes,
all appreciate
I
it.
believe I've caught on to what you're saying. Yes, I felt that too.
Okay. Oh man, I'm hungry.
Well, there are very, very, very old and stale foodstuffs on display where the buffet had been.
Yeah, but that's over there. I want to just army crawl towards it.
I am going to see if there is a like some kind of push cart, whether that's like a dessert cart or like a food cart or anything in the room.
Okay. And you're gonna investigate it, or you're just like going over and grabbing stuff?
Going over, grabbing it, and probably putting Fluffington like on the cart so I can push him around.
Oh, okay. You're emptying it to use
Yeah.
as a like push cart. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to play like the woman with the chihuahua in the little stroller, basically.
I
Okay.
would just like to remind you, I am still 5 foot large.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
didn't say I was gonna lift you up and put you in
Okay,
there.
no, fair
If
enough.
I figured you could at least like crawl up on, just
Okay,
hang
have you
out
ever
on.
seen a chihuahua try to climb up on anything?
Okay, I'll help you with that.
It's
I don't think you want me
hilarious.
crawling on
It's
top of anything.
hilarious. But yeah, so you are able to, with a little bit of effort, find among the various things a trolley that was meant to push things around. I would like you to make a roll to determine how functional it is, because it is very old.
That is a 12.
Okay, it's very squeaky, and it catches a lot, but it will work for now, at least.
Until Fluffington gets his strength back.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon when you turn around to kind of figure out where I went, I am over by the buffet, just fucking chomping on whatever shit is on the ground.
Okay. With that in mind, Senor Fluffington, please
Uh huh.
make a might-based roll for me.
Well, good thing I have no points in my.
Yeah, you have nothing to help yourself with
How does an
there.
11 sound? Because I have nothing to add to this.
Yeah, you have nothing to add to it.
No.
Let me look at the difficulty real quick. Let me look at the difficulty. Okay. Back to the food. Ah, here it is. You do not get sick from it, but it is a very strange experience for you, because
Like
as
her?
you begin to eat it, it goes from seeming to having substance to crumbling into this strange ashy texture. I'm assuming that at some point, being a chihuahua that has encountered a variety of unsavory elements in your time as a rescue, you
Yep.
might have licked an ashtray at some point. It's like
Oh yeah.
that. It's like that.
I don't eat the food. Not good.
Well, it because it looks so appetizing. I was really, hoping to have a bite of that. But thank you for the warning.
Yeah, no, not good.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well, I've brought you a cart,
It's
so I
like
figure we
bad
can.
over here. Oh, thank you. I don't want the cart though. It's okay.
Well, I figured, it might be kind of fun to explore the castle now that we've dispelled a little bit of the curse. I'm assuming all of it. At this point, Thorn is just assuming all of it has been dispelled at this point.
And you need a guard to look at the castle?
Well, I figured, if one of us legs get tired or something, that we would push one another, or perhaps find something interesting and don't feel like carrying it.
Okay. Uh, where are we going?
Hmm.
I look around like just to see if there's anything out of the ordinary in this space.
Um, for the room that you are currently in, it is a ballroom. There is the dais that had the seats on it, the thrones essentially, including the one that you guys damaged to break the curse, essentially. There are very old tapestries and tables that had been set out for the festival celebrations.
Yeah.
If you are thoroughly investigating the room, you might find
No.
something more, but it's mostly just
All right,
some
well, that's
broken windows and a big doorway that you guys had entered through.
Are there any balls here?
No, there is not a
Oh.
like actual toy ball versus the
Unfortunate.
dancing ball that they had.
Just assumed that since it was a ballroom, there would be at least one ball to make it a ballroom. But I guess now it's just a room.
Yeah, it is just a room.
Every room is just a room. Unless there's a ball, and then it's a ballroom.
I was about
Just
to say, and a chair is also just a chair, and okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So where
I
are we
am a
going
nerd.
then?
Hmm.
I didn't even think about there being other rooms.
Well, we came from that way. We didn't really get a good
We
look
did?
around.
Oh, I guess we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know. I
is
felt like I was aggressive. I didn't look around at all.
Well, I don't. To be fair, I don't think any of us did really.
um is Senor Fluffington walking out into the hallway, or is he like utilizing the cart? Like, where is Senor Fluffington and what is he doing?
I am still laying on the ground with my hands covered in old ashy food.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
not moved. Like
Okay.
I'm basically just looking up at Thorn and looking around
Mhm.
right now, just not moving.
Okay. Sounds right. Sounds right.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we're going back from where we came from.
No, why not? Maybe perhaps there's another room. Perhaps might be worth exploring.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great idea. I don't move. Let's go. I stay still.
Would you like some assistance, Senor Fluffington?
No, I'm fine. I stay still. This cart, does it have like a lower like tray?
Yeah.
Oh, because right now I'm at my Chihuahua height, so I'm just gonna crawl into the bottom tray of the cart.
Like
That's the Chihuahua height.
your limbs will be like dragging on the ground should you
I
do
know.
this.
I'm a Chihuahua.
But you are welcome to do so. But yeah, it is a little like 1.5 by 3 cart with like wheels that are maybe this big. So you are
Yep.
at most 5 inches off of the ground.
Yep.
And will have to kind of be curled up in it because you are still 5 feet tall. As a short person, while this is extremely plausible, if you are going to just go limp again, it will be very difficult for Thorn to push it.
Well, I just imagine like there's the cart, right? My head's like sticking out the front, my arms out the sides, and my legs out the back. So that's and I'm just being dragged beneath it. If Thorn makes any indication that to advise me in a way that would, because I'm a Chihuahua. I'm used to just being picked up and carried everywhere. I don't fucking know.
And what would it be to push Senor Fluffington into the hallway?
It would be a might check. Because it is
Sorry.
not just having to push his weight on a very squeaky, partially damaged cart. He is creating drag, and you are having to coordinate where you are stepping around his limbs.
Let's roll for it. Let's go.
Yeah. So normally this would just be a 4.
Mhm.
With the difficulty of the cart, that is a 5.
Mhm.
So, what you got?
I rolled a 10, and I'm going to save the few might points I have for later.
That
so
makes
it's just going to be a
sense.
straight.
That makes sense. So, like, you get there and you almost trip over his legs and tail a couple of times trying to figure out how you're going to like get on there, and then as you like go to push it, instead of like having one foot on either side of his legs, you are like leaning across and over with both of your feet on one side, and you go to try and push, and there's a lot more drag from the fact that all of his limbs are just akimbo. And you go to push, and you go
Yeah.
to push, and you nearly fall on top of his ass.
You got
Okay.
this.
Okay. Oh, and you see me stretching. I was like, okay, let's go. One more time.
You can make another attempt. When you
Okay, I'm going to make
attempt the same
another.
thing more than once, it does increase in difficulty every time.
I'm going to try one more time. And
Okay,
that
so
was
you're now going for a 6.
Oh, that was a 14, so I didn't make it.
Yeah, no, like this time you like skid and slide and just like right on your own ass directly next to him.
Oh, you're
It's not
joining me.
working.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I decided that you had a point.
About?
Just like being on the ground, just like let's just stay here for a second.
Okay. Do you want to check the other room?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm huffing and puffing, so I'm just like, yeah.
I'm gonna just kind of use my hands to rock myself back and forth on the cart. Just, just kind of waiting for Thorn.
It's
For a
very
little bit.
squeaky. It is very squeaky.
It's so annoying.
Mhm.
I hate the person I have to come.
Okay, and then after a few moments, I do get up and I kind of slowly kind of walk side by side as Fluffington's pulling himself across.
Yeah, I'll just like a kid on a skateboard, just push myself after Thorn.
Yeah, not a problem. That is easy enough to do. It is still very squeaky with your added weight to the very, very old and damaged cart. It has not
Of
had
course.
maintenance or like oil in who knows how long. But you get back out into the hallway, and there's still,
I am still hedge magicking my staff to me, by the way.
of course,
Just anyway,
got to make sure that you keep your stick with you. I mean, it's a very
of
important
course.
stick.
Yeah. I got new scars because of this stick. I'm not gonna let it go.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to keep that stick. It's very important.
Yep.
But yeah, you get through the doorway and out into the hallway, and just like the ballroom, there seems to be a decent amount of damage to the walls and structure, that it's almost as if the whatever vines and brambles and thorns have been left behind are helping to hold it together.
I don't even remember this room. Were we in this room? Are you sure?
More like we were from point A to point B, and then just everything between there was kind of a blur.
I don't even remember a place called Point A or Point B, but I believe.
Don't worry about it. Don't
Okay.
worry your sweet little head about it.
Okay.
It's a nice broad entry foyer, essentially, that has a very large staircase that would go up to a different area of the castle. It also leads into a couple of other rooms. There are some old and battered kind of knight's armor displays against one of the walls. There is very, very moth-eaten and damaged rug that stretches across the majority of the floor. It's not particularly well lit without any of the illusion, however, so it's hard to tell further details from that.
I'm gonna sniff around for food.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna sniff around for the three most important things in life: food, sticks, and balls.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception-based check, intellect.
15.
15.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I don't have any. I'm not going to spend a single point today.
that makes sense. Do remember that you do have an asset on reserve for you from MLS Revenge. So
I'm
thank you.
saving that for when I'm inevitably rolling death saving throw equivalents.
Well, you don't really do death saving throws in this game, but I understand the sentiment. Um, but
That's
yeah,
why I
so
said equivalents.
yeah, so you said it was 14, 15,
15.
15. Yeah, so you do not smell food.
No.
You do not smell like what you would recognize to be a like toy ball or whatever.
Yeah, no
Um,
rubber.
no rubber, no like weird felt like from a tennis ball or whatever.
Mhm.
No, nothing like that. You do smell wood, but that's probably the vines and brambles, honestly.
Uh, I'm gonna. I'm just gonna speed towards the direction of the scent of wood.
Okay. You speed towards one of the walls. It's high above your head.
I just like a dog with a cone of shame. I'm just gonna press the cart into the wall, and then try to like go up the wall, but just failing miserably.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, Thorn, you see Senor Fluffington kind of take stock of everything in the hallway and scent the air, and then just out of nowhere, just like boom, 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 towards the wall, slams into it and just kind of presses and then scramble, 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 scramble. You have no idea what he's doing.
Fluffington, what do you sense?
On the subtitles, read that as Foggington. Oh, that's so good. It feels like stick over here. I'm trying to find it.
I'm going to also not necessarily investigate the stick, but potentially if there's anything else that is um sticks out.
Yeah, it's a wall. It is made predominantly of stone. You can see where some of the cracks are bridged with vines and what you can assume to be wood. But it is a wall.
Okay, I maybe perhaps there was like a magical vine or something,
No,
but
just it's just a wall.
it's just
It's just a wall, and he
it's just
really,
wood.
really wants a stick. He really wants a stick.
Well, what about the code of or the armors that are?
Go ahead.
I want to investigate those.
Okay, in that case, go ahead and give me a roll. Investigation or search or whatever skill you may or may not
Um,
have in regards
I
to
don't know.
that.
I don't know if this would help, but since I have been voicing the Senior Fluffington's magic works of instinct so far,
Uh huh.
I would have used hedge magic to like Gandalf the tip of my staff into light
Okay,
because
that
it was
does
dark.
help. That does help a lot, actually. You guys can see significantly better now.
Yeah.
okay. I don't think I have anything necessarily just for that. But I
Okay.
did roll a 13.
Okay, better than the 4 that you needed, so you're good. Um,
Hell yeah.
it is an old, very decorative kind of piece of armor, not as thoroughly damaged, due mostly to the fact that it had not been worn by anyone, and whatever vines, etc., might have been probably wrapped around rather than piercing through. It is elaborate in a way that you would kind of expect for a decorative piece for a royal castle of some kind. There is nothing inside of it, but as you like kind of inspect around it and try to get a good look at it, you're pretty sure that the helmet was facing a different way when you walked up to it, when you like stand back up.
Uh-oh.
I want to look a little bit closer to the masks, or I'm assuming it's like like a traditional night where it has like the thing that
Yeah,
I
face
want
guard.
to, yeah, face guard. Thank you. And I want to kind of go up and kind of just slightly tap on its face guard.
Boom, boom, boom. There doesn't seem to be a reaction. There's the slight thunk of you tapping on metal.
I start barking in the distance because I think I heard a knock.
Yeah. You have lived with a dog that does that.
I'm not even turning around. I'm still face first into the wall. But now I'm just like, woof, woof. What was that? Who's there? Leave now. Just barking.
Well, I think to myself that's probably just my imagination, just being kind of in an old creepy place, and decide that there is just like a really fancy coat of armor of some
Okay.
type, and yeah, I just kind of step away and see if there's anything else that significantly like jumps out. Is there art? Are there books?
Okay.
Or is this just
This is just a hallway.
a hallway?
There is other rooms that you could investigate, but for the most part, this is a transition between the front entry and various other more important rooms of the castle. You haven't really been in one before, so navigating one or like inherently knowing which room would be where is not just going to be automatic for you. But yeah, like this is kind of like the entryway of a house, just
Okay.
really, really big. If you would like to attempt to seek out a specific room, you can roll for that. But in this specific room, you've mostly got decorative suits of armor, a couple of very, very battered tapestries, a damaged rug, and a stairway.
I am very curious to see where the stairway goes to.
Okay. So you're gonna go up and leave Senor Fluffington barking at the wall?
Yes, but I'm going to inform Fluffington that I'm going to go up there.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. And I try to go up the stairs in the cart.
Okay. Give me a might check. Give me like a strength check just to kind of drag
5.
it up the stairs. Yeah, no, you get it like to the stairs and you're trying to like push it up, but you're mostly like kind of dragging your body out of it, and then you try and readjust to try and pull it with you, and one of the wheels falls off.
As soon as it goes thunk, I'm just gonna crawl out of it and just go upstairs in all fours.
Okay. That tracks.
But like a Chihuahua style, where I put my 2 front paws up on one step and then hop the 2 on the back one more, so it takes fucking forever, even though I can just get up faster.
Yeah, that's
So like that.
very accurate to dogs. That is so accurate to dogs. But yeah, so from the vantage of the stairway, you get a little bit more light from the staff that is now following you with Senor Fluffington. And so you can see a little bit more of the tapestries that seem to be kind of like depicting very stylized family members or a royal hunt or some other thing that have been damaged via time and the curse that was on the castle.
And the captain just decided to stop working for you for some reason.
Why? I
don't know. Now it's back.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought maybe I did something accidentally.
No,
and then
no,
I was like,
no.
oh
That
wait,
is
nope.
So strange. Yeah, it's a stairway and there's tapestries and stuff.
Interesting. I like.
But yeah, looking back, you can see the Yay! Thank you very much for the bits. But yeah, so you can see the still open doorway that leads from the courtyard into the castle, and it takes you to the second landing. That from looking past it into the uh, yes, and stuff, you can see looking past it into the foyer, the entrance hall, essentially, that all of the suits of armor have turned to watch you as you ascend the stairs.
Whoa, this is so high. I've never been this high before.
Fluffington,
Uh-huh.
those armors over there, have they moved?
I don't know what an armor is.
Oh, it's a big metal man, but there's nothing inside. And then
The
I
ma-
just point,
like-
I point to.
Oh. I, what was your first question? I'm sorry.
Have they moved?
I don't know. I honestly, I didn't even notice they were there.
I
Why, you think they move?
think they have, but I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks on me.
I'm gonna try to. Well, oh, wait, oh, hold on. Is it, but like, did you see it move?
No, but it seems
Man,
like they're in a different spot.
Playing a dumb character as a smart person fucking blows.
I'm trying to debate whether an intellect defensive task would count for trying to figure out what's going on with them.
It is not an intellect attack, so no.
Okay, but I do want to investigate somehow.
You can investigate, it's just not a defensive task.
Okay, I'm just going to investigate.
Yeah, so like you're trying to figure shit out, so you can roll to figure shit out. It's just that it is not considered defense unless you are being attacked.
Okay,
Yeah,
well that was just
an intellect defense task is kind of like a saving
Okay.
throw.
Okay. Well,
Like
I
a
do or do not. I can't tell.
There is no try.
I have an 8, and I just noticed that I had marked down like the inability with problem solving and puzzle solving, and I'm like,
Oh no!
"Shit, why did I do that?"
No.
So that does
We
hinder
don't have
you.
a brain cell.
Yeah, that does hinder you. The
Why did I
irony, the true irony is the fact that normally Thorn is the one that holds the brain cell for the party, but I think that the brain cell might have taken a trip with Frack today.
Oh yeah.
I
100%.
did. I
This is
just
amazing.
looked down and I noticed it.
You
I was
do
like,
have an
"No, why did I
asset.
do that?"
Yeah, you do have an asset from MLIS Revenge, so thank you very much. But
Absolute
so yeah,
legend.
with it hindered, that does bring it up to a 4, so you do have to roll a 12 or better.
Yeah, I rolled an 8, so it wasn't very good.
That
No.
is unfortunate.
So I'm just going to chalk it up as I'm just creeped out by being in an old castle.
It's not just an old castle, it is virtually an old haunted castle because you just dealt with the fucking undead and it's some weird shit and you have no idea what the fuck is going on. Like, you have no idea if yeah, the brain cell is hindered. You have no idea if like it's just that the armor was also animated and it's kind of settling, or if it actually moved. Ooh, more bits. Thank you.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
Wow.
Yeah, very
I'm
much.
gonna poke my head down towards the armor and just go, "Hey, are you moving?"
Make an interaction roll.
3.
There's no response.
No, they're not moving. Not at all.
So
That's
right before I go to investigate further down the hall, I kind of do one of these things with the coat of armor.
Yeah. It's like it's just kind of this weird feeling at the back of your head, like,
Mhm.
is the armor animated? I don't know. It's probably just settled, but it's it's kind of a ghosty, kind of a zombie castle, but you defeated them and they were actually just dancing, but the armor wasn't dancing. And is the armor watching you? You're watching the armor. Oh no, wait, you're turning away from the armor, but you're aware of the armor. And then you turn around to walk down the hallway, left or right.
Well, as Thorn walks away, Senior Fluffington is gonna look at them, look down at the armor, and do the same thing, and then walk back like, yeah, I'm cool.
Walk backwards or walk with
Backwards to like, do you know the cartoon thing of like, and then swing around like exaggerate like,
Oh yeah,
like they want to feel included,
yeah.
so
With
they don't know what the fuck it means, but they're doing it.
yeah, with the what's his name, John Wayne something walk as you're walking away
Yeah.
from it.
Hell yes.
Yes.
And
He's not actually paying attention to fucking anything that's happening.
he's not, which is why, because that is the verbiage of a purposefully failed roll. You missed the armor, just kind of one of the armors waving at you as you turn around.
Hell yeah. And that's that armor's villain origin story. The dog
about to
didn't
say-
wave back. They're big bad right there.
Someone Nebula saying the armor's Uwukor, and I'm like, you're making me like want to fall in love with this armor.
You never know. It might just randomly decide to follow you on your journey and be like your savior at the end. And because you took the time to acknowledge it, it wants to help you. Or it might attack you. You don't know.
I will. Senor Puffington isn't actively doing this because I don't think he's aware that he has magic. But I, as a player, want to have his instincts honed in on trying to find any potential magic happening around us.
Okay. Sounds good. So again, left
Well,
or
there goes my die.
right, and then an awareness roll, please.
Where are we going?
Left, right,
My instinct is telling me to go left.
left. Okay.
Oh, but if we go right, we can't go wrong.
Oh, that's true.
Sorry, I just made it worse. We're going left.
Yeah.
Since when do you ever not go wrong? But yeah, so you decide to go left. Awareness roll for the one that's just kind of instinctively trying to sense
Vibing.
/ vibe with the magic.
I'm gonna put free. No. Hold
Is
on.
it possible? I don't necessarily have anything that can assist, but I do feel like I would also sort of be doing the same thing.
Okay.
Even if I don't understand magic, but I want to see if I feel anything like weird.
Okay. So we've got
so-
a vibe check from Thorn and I am trying to be one with the magic from
Yes.
Senor Fluffington.
So I am trained in magic / artifacts / ciphers,
So that does help.
and I'm gonna put the free asset on this
Okay,
roll.
so that's 2 levels.
I rolled an
This is-
8.
That does not help very much because it was originally a 5 to just kind of sense ambient magic in a castle that had been inured in it.
Is it too late to put a level of effort into this?
Do you even have the points for that?
I have 5 intellect points and 1 edge on it.
Okay, if you want to, I will let you.
I will.
Okay.
I want to succeed at this.
I'll be the benevolent GM and be like, yeah, you can put in effort after the fact.
Yeah, because it's actively fucking me over. Because now I have 3 intellect points. I know how this works.
Thorn, what is your vibe check? What are you trying to like suss out? Like magic, are you trying to find a specific room? Are you trying to figure out if you're being watched? Like what is the vibe you're searching
I'm not
for?
100% convinced that the curse was easy to break.
Okay.
I guess is like, it's like, yeah, we can defeated like the guy, but part of me is just like, I don't know. That seemed kind of easy.
I like that I am dying, and then Thorn is like too easy. This curse should have killed Senor Fluffington, obviously.
That was a 13 on my vibe
Okay.
check.
So
Fucking love. We just got
so for the
another
successful
free asset.
is yeah for the successful magic and sticks, magic and
Magic.
sticks, there is just kind of an ambient air of magic around you that kind of is like buzzing at your senses, making you just a little twitchy perhaps. There's some magic below and some magic in the room up ahead and to the right. Um,
Uh, I'm
Thor-
I'm
Hmm?
I'm still on all fours. Like I'm just werewolf on all fours
Mhm,
crawling.
mhm.
But I'm gonna start walking like what's it called? What's the term? Like on like at
Prowling,
the ready, like right next to uh
on
Thorn's
guard,
leg. Like yeah,
prowling.
like
Okay.
I'm on guard dog duty right now.
All right. All right, Fluffington Senpai.
Don't.
But yeah,
I
so
will leave.
so you are on guard, you are prowling right next to Thorn. You know that there is magic around you beyond just kind of the ambient magic that is in the air. Um, Thorn, with that kind of vibe check, you've got the sense that the curse that caught your attention is gone. Like the bodies, or the souls rather, that had been ensorcelled within the curse are probably as at rest as they can get. Um, there is still a lingering influence from whoever left the curse behind, and there is probably other stuff that could be tripped up here, but it would require like direct intervention by whoever cursed the place or someone else to basically re-up a really big one, like the one that was quite literally jumping you guys through time and forcing you into ballroom dances.
I want.
I loved that recent bits because it's just a rip.
Oh,
Yeah, they are at
yeah, I
rest.
saw that
Yeah,
too.
they are at rest. Rest in peace.
Because the magic felt too powerful. So that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know, defeating that one guy. And like, I'm glad that the souls seem to be at rest, but I'm not convinced that the curse is broken.
Okay. Um,
I
Is
want to
the
relay this to
Oh
Fluffington.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask if you were saying anything out loud.
Hmm.
I think with you saying that and
mhm.
confirming my my concern, I will go wolf form.
Okay.
Like I'll go from just crawling on all fours to like grow in size
And that's an
and go wolf form.
intellect point, or is that might points that it
That is
costs?
2 intellect points.
Okay. So you are
I
still
have
capable
so
of
it
doing
costs
so.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm keeping track of my points. Don't
yeah,
worry.
no, I didn't know that since if it was like might points or intellect points, because it's like changing your body, and some of those in the book are might, and sometimes that's intellect. It's a weird thing.
Understandable.
But yeah,
No, it's. I'm gonna look it up now because I don't remember.
but yeah. So you go
It's
will
intellect,
form in like full paranoia of, oh shit, the curse might not be gone entirely. Are
Yeah.
you guys still approaching the room that you sensed having magic in it?
Yes.
Or okay,
Yes.
you have not
I am.
stopped. You are like going for it. Cool. uh,
I feel
so
like we've made the wrong decision.
yeah, no, that is entirely fine. You weren't attacked by the armor downstairs.
Yet.
Yes.
But yes, so moving forward in wolf form, full paranoia ahead, just very concerned with the state of the curse and everything. While Senor Fluffington has magical training from the whole
Magic.
type, yeah, the whole having magic thing, you are
Yeah.
not what I would consider educated in magic. So you can,
It's true.
yeah, you did not read up on it. You don't know how it works. It is all instinctive for
I
you.
am vibes only.
Yeah, so you can confirm via vibes, in other words, help Thorn in this, but Thorn is the one that has to make the roll for this one.
Okay.
Oh God.
Intellect based roll to see if you have any memory of your aunts telling you how curses work and how they can be broken. Like the disparity between power versus the effect to break it.
That was only an 8.
So even with Senor Fluffington able to
Did you
help
use your free asset?
I did not.
are you going to?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got asset from help from someone who is trained in it, and
That's
asset
nice.
from the reward in stream. I know that's a unicorn. That does not look like a unicorn. So the reward in stream and the assistance from Senor
Oh
Fluffington.
no.
It's right there. Like, it is just barely escaping you. But
That means it was a 3 difficulty.
yeah.
You were 1 point off.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah,
much-
so
If I put 1 point of effort into that intellect,
that would bring it down to a difficulty of 2.
okay, so I have
Okay.
2 points left in intellect.
Oh, ouch.
We are not doing good.
You guys are really not doing
We should
good.
not be dungeon crawling right now. Let's do it.
Okay, but yeah, so it's like it
Intellect
almost
squad.
escaped you. From your aunts, you know that curses are big impact, and there are 2 ways to get rid of them. 3 ways, technically. One is just to wait it out, and it ends. Sometimes that is hundreds or thousands of years. Sometimes that's a couple of days or a couple of minutes. The next one would be what would be considered the curse's end condition. You get cursed with a sleeping curse, and you are kissed by your true love, and you wake up. That's an end condition. The other and third, less likely, less known, is to break the curse's tether. A curse has to be tethered to remain in effect. Sometimes that tether is something in contact. Sometimes that tether is something that has happened to you magically. Sometimes that tether is a undead puppeted prince. you guys broke the tether, which means that the curse is not currently over the castle or over the kingdom. It can be recast because it is not completely gone, but it is not present and cannot be reactivated unless a new tether is created.
A new tether is created.
Which means that whatever the fuck you guys broke from the back of that throne would have to be re-implanted, because that was both an embedded wand that had grown into the back of the wooden throne and a strange jewel above it, as well as some sort of puppet to maintain that connection, which is what the prince was. But because it was just the breaking of the tether, there is probably side effects, maybe, on some items or objects or locations throughout whatever remains of the kingdom. Because when you break a tether, it is not fully breaking the curse, it's separating you from the curse. I hear nothing.
I muted myself. As I recall this information, I relay that to Fluffington because I feel a weird sort of obligation to like want to like make sure this curse never comes back, because what has happened to both the kingdom as well as this family is like horrific. And I feel that as we have been named sort of the protector of fantasy realms, what have you, I feel an obligation and a duty to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Okay.
I like the I'm not angry, I'm disappointed reaction to Amanda.
Well, it's so
I did not understand most of what you said, but it sounds okay. Let's go.
yeah, like without being really a caster yourself, without being well versed in it, you don't know how you would prevent a new tether from being placed. Your aunts might know, whatever like remainder like lingering aspects, removing those might help. It's also entirely possible that this being a castle and kingdom within the fairy tale realm, they had some sort of magician on site, so maybe there are spell books somewhere in the castle. You don't know. Those also might have been removed by whoever put the curse in place. You have no idea. Only really more exploration would tell you if that type of material is available, or you could attempt to, I don't know, go ask the aunts.
I want to investigate the room, and then if we don't find anything, I suggest that we portal back to the aunts and explain what happened to this kingdom.
Okay.
I don't think I can explain, but okay.
I don't know MLAS Revenge. What was that suit of armor?
Oh no, I think the joke is that Amanda's partner coughed, and they were going, "Was the cough the armor?"
Oh, maybe.
I think that's how I read it.
Entirely possible that it might be that. I am not always 100% on jokes, as Joel
No,
is
you
very
were
well
busy
aware.
expositioning like a pro. It's okay. It happens.
But yes, so
before we do that, since we've been here, so are we able to portal back and forth between the two?
I don't think so.
confirmation, yay. So you know that portaling, like using a reflection to get to the real world and then to a different portion, of Fairy Tale Land is entirely possible. You also know that there are like ways to just magically transport yourself in Fairy Tale Land. You just don't happen to have any on you currently. So there may be a wrinkle that allows for quick travel somewhere nearby, or you can attempt to pop out into the real world and then pop back in by finding the right reflection with a lot of luck to a closer or the right area that you want, because you know that because you are probably the one that has done this the most frequently of all three of you. Reflections don't always lead to where you want to go. Sometimes the reflection leads to across the country in the real world. Sometimes it leads to a completely random location within Fairy Tale World. Sometimes it is conveniently exactly where you want to go. But that is a lot of luck and probably more control than you guys currently have. So you can try. You can definitely try, and it is a roll to find the right reflection. But you are versed enough in reflections and have traveled through them willingly enough to where if you can find a reflection, you can get back to Fairy Tale Land if you end up in, I don't know,
Alabama.
France or something.
Or France. That works too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I wanted to make sure I had that option before. I'm just like, let's go investigate.
Yeah.
This
There are
more.
significantly more reflective surfaces now that things are not enmeshed in brambles and thorns and vines. But it's just kind of one of those, you've traveled around, you have moved very far away from where that reflection was that you initially traveled through. So you will have to find a convenient one that goes to somewhere that is hopefully not in the middle of a street on a car.
Mm-hmm.
It also makes you go,
What are you thinking?
I wonder where
Why-
Vrack ended up.
What are you thinking about? You've been quiet for a bit.
I'm just making sure that if we run into anything, we have a way out.
Like the door?
Yeah, like a reflection, a portal,
Oh.
a safe way to leave.
Do you want to go grab some of that armor back there?
That might be an option.
Because it's shiny, right?
Yes.
That's what that reflection is?
Yes.
Oh, good. I mean, I knew this.
Interesting. Very, and I can I turn around and see where the armor is?
There is not armor directly behind you, but yeah, the coughing and waving armor is not directly behind them. You would have to like go back to like that landing area to look back into the entrance hall to see the armor and if it's shiny enough to cast a reflection. You were able to touch it without accidentally activating a reflection port, so it would probably need to be like buffed a little shinier.
I'm assuming it's been dusty and
Yeah. Most armor doesn't actually have a mirror shine anyway, so it's just kind of one of those things of it might reflect. It will take a little bit of buffing just from the fact that it is very old.
Okay. So I turned to Fluffington. I said, well, are you ready to keep going and investigate this room?
No, but we'll do it anyway.
That sounds good.
Okay, so you guys venture forth a little further ahead, and you finally turn into the room that Senor Fluffington had kind of vibed as being vaguely magical.
Yep.
And
Be
you
careful. Magic.
exit out
Or
onto a
bad
very
things.
large landing in an equally massive room that every little girl who watched Beauty and the Beast would be like, ah. It is a huge library.
Oh, what? This is trash. What are we gonna do with this?
Perhaps we can find the answer here, and you can just see the joy in Thorn's eyes at the idea of like this massive library.
Oh yes, two floors worth with like a giant walkway on the second floor and like floor to ceiling bookshelves on each floor with an open area in between to where you can see down into the large sitting area and comfortable chairs and couches and a variety of desks. Just it is massive. There's a lot of books. A
Uh,
lot of books.
I am going to start sniffing to see if I can find the book that's magic.
Okay.
Or what? Not sorry, not the book that's magic. Whatever the source of the magic vibe that I was feeling,
All
because
right.
I don't know that it's a book with magic.
Go ahead and give me a search check eased by 1 from your magical training.
I also have an asset to perception-based tasks rely on scent and sound. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, you are in your wolf form, so that would ease it again by 1. So
I
that
will then
brings it down
also
to 2.
natural one.
So you go sniffing and sniffing, and you just inhale this giant snort of just dust and end up coughing and sneezing and just like. And then we have a comment from YouTube actually that says that Thorn is very cute.
Aw.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
end up coughing and sneezing, and your next attempt to sniff anything out or find things is hindered by the fact that you just basically tried to inhale an entire basket worth of dust bunnies.
Oh, I hate this room. I don't ever want to be in it again. I hate it. Nothing good happens in one of these.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's oh, it's horrendous. It's sort of like that time that you got trapped by the dryer, the washer and dryer, you know, those really big loud things that the mom and the kid wash their clothes in. Like
Yeah.
you like went face planting into like this what you had thought was a trash bin because trash bins usually have food in it. It did not. You're not sure what that lint trap stuff was, but it was horrible and it is flashback city right now.
I hate it. I hate everything about this room. This room is cursed. We need to like leave now. I'm like at the door, like just waiting. I've got to go. Nothing good happens in this room.
This is gonna be a really as like a modern someone who is from the real world. Is there like a way for me to figure out where certain types of books are?
The Dewey Decimal System?
Yes, that's the Dewey Decimal system exists, or
Is it
something
alphabetical?
similar. Is it alphabetical? Is it by
Yeah,
color?
some sort of
Is it
organizational
by
system. You have no
age?
idea. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yeah, because
I like that because my character is so dumb. You have to specify that your character would know things.
Yeah.
15.
15. Just kind of checking over a couple of nearby books that you're able to just kind of take a look at. You can assume that there is definitely some sort of organizational system. You're not sure what it is, but most likely whatever guide or direction that you need is at that really big desk at the center of the library, the next floor down. And there are like
Okay.
a couple of like spiral staircases that you would be able to take down to the
Because
first
in
level.
my pack I have the book about the the what was the family that was living in this castle.
Hmm.
I want to know more information about the prince.
You want to know more about the prince. Okay. So you're going to go down to like essentially what would be the help desk if this were a public library. Okay.
Yes.
So Thorn is heading further into the cursed room of dust, Senor Fluffington.
I want to. I want to follow.
You're going to follow?
Yeah, but I'm gonna do that thing where like I'm down low to the ground, my knees are trembling, and I just this is a bad time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So
Like there's absolutely nothing that's actually scary about this room, but I already had one traumatic experience about it. I almost died. It was horrible,
it
and
was
now I will
horrible.
never trust libraries again.
Yeah. That tracks. That tracks
Mhm.
a lot for the Chihuahua. Um, but yeah, so like just kind of trotting down the spiral staircase, it clangs slightly because it's one of those big old wrought iron ones, which is yet more scary for poor Senor Fluffington. Um,
Did they
I
have to?
would like a speed defense from you, Thorn, as you step
Oh,
off of the last step of the
holy
staircase.
shit.
Ooh, I'm trained in these. It doesn't matter. I was in that 20.
Nat 20, damn. Yeah, so you brush past something that just kind of instinctively you dodge. And it was one of the books that had been kind of just left out. And as your foot almost brushed against it, you see a feather pop up from the pages.
Mhm.
And then, like, as it's slowly floating down, it transforms into a massive goose that you narrowly avoid being bitten by, and then disappears. Some of the
Like
items, a goose, like just like full
a
on,
goose.
yeah, like full on goose, but maybe 4 feet tall, with the neck stretched out.
Oh,
Uh,
massive.
yeah, massive goose. Yeah, massive goose. Like would feed a feast size goose. But like so you are very well aware now that there are certain items in this library that were giving off that magical aura that Senor Fluffington sensed that are probably cursed in a different way than the rest of the kingdom was. Senor Fluffington,
Do I see this?
yes, you are still heading down the stairwell as this
I'm
happens.
gonna pounce on the book. This book and I now have beef.
Okay. So you go launching yourself off of the spiral staircase,
Directly
snarling,
onto. Yeah,
snarling directly onto the book,
I knew this room was bad. Ah.
and make a speed defense task, please.
What if I told you that I rolled a 2?
A 2. Another feather pops up from the pages and turns into a slightly smaller goose. This one's only about 3 feet. And it bites you on the nose before disappearing. It only deals 1 point of damage.
That's lethal to me. I will attempt to just. Does the book open and then it releases the feather, or does it just stay closed and it just happens?
It stays closed. Yeah.
Oh wait, I have armor. It doesn't deal any damage to me.
Awesome.
I know my character. I will now attempt to claw. I'm gonna rip this thing apart.
Okay. As you proceed to rip the pages apart, a couple other feathers like pop out, and even if you don't manage to dodge them, each bite would only deal 1, so you're fine. but it is alarming that like gradually smaller and smaller geese just pop out and attempt to bite you, and whether they succeed or not, they just disappear immediately after that initial attack, and it goes from like
Yeah.
4 feet down to 4 inches before it stops happening.
I have the book in my mouth and I'm just shaking that shit
Oh
until
yeah,
there's
like
not a single
shreds of
page attached to
yeah,
it.
shreds of
Yeah.
pages, pieces and chunks of the cover, like all over the place.
And then with the book in my mouth, I'm gonna turn around aggressively, look at Thorn, and be like, "Threat neutralized."
I'm so thoroughly amused by that. Like I don't even have time to process like what's happening, but I am very curious. So I go up to Fluffington and I say, "Can I at least see what the cover was? Is the cover readable? Like I want to see what the title of this book was."
I I kind of pretend to hand it to you, but as soon as you hold it, I'm like biting down on it hard,
Hmm.
and you have
Can
to like
I?
pull it out of my teeth. But you get the cover. Like I'm not
Okay.
actually like aggressively
Yeah.
holding on to
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
like a little bit of tug of war. Just a little bit of tug of
Yeah.
war.
I'm just curious if this was like a magic book or if this book was like completely unrelated to the concept of geese.
It just says Mother Goose.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a weapon, right? Like it kills people.
S- Potentially.
I knew it.
Why don't you hold on to this for the time being? Make sure nothing happens. Nothing dangerous escapes. And then I'm going to head towards the desk.
I take it. Just hold on to it.
All right. So you see a couple more of those decorative suits of armor at the entrance door from the bottom floor. That is a little bit further past the room or into the room that you had not quite seen from the top floor. The couches and chairs all look exceptionally comfortable, and then just this giant circular wooden like desk with like embedded into the floor is where you had been able to very easily assume was the like kind of guide slash organizational system. I'm going to, from that nat 20, give you an asset for like navigating the system because there wasn't really much of a major effect that I could give for dodging a 1 point damaging goose. But yeah, so like you're able to easily like stroll in and start searching through them. What specifically are you looking for?
I want to look for a book that's like similar to the one I had about the family, but specifically about like the prince, like potentially like because the prince was from another royal family. Is that correct?
The prince
Am I
was the
remembering
second
that?
born. The prince
The
was the
second
second
born.
born. Yeah,
Second born.
because it was first the princess, and then it was the son that was like conceived approximately a year later. So they are very close in age, and the princess was to be betrothed, and she and her betrothed were going to be the next in line because she was firstborn.
Yeah, so I want to specifically see if there's if there's possibly like a royal biography about the prince growing up, or potentially like some kind of like I don't know if it necessarily is like a baby book or something similar
Okay.
that they would have archived.
Okay, so basic history and biographies on the royal family. So go ahead and give me a search check. You have an asset from that nat 20. So that would turn it, because you've already got just like the organizational system right in front of you, that would turn it from like a 3 down into a 2.
Okay, that was an 11.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, so you are able to, towards the middle of the organizational structure, which are a variety of what seem to be ledgers with like markers and indication of where in the library certain things would be. Find the section that would be on histories and biographies and accomplishments, essentially, of the royals. And you know that towards the end of it is where everybody was cursed, so you're able to very easily look towards the later years and find a couple of books on Prince Astor Joseph Arellington.
That is such a name.
The family is here.
So I was just wondering, because part of me wants to wonder if someone was potentially in his life that maybe wasn't present.
Mm-hmm.
Like a father.
Like a father, or potentially like a nursemaid, or like maybe had a tutor or something that may not have been. So I want to pull out a few of these books and start like comparing notes.
Okay. So as you go searching for them in the correct area of the library, I will say that we will go ahead and take our break, because it's about halfway through. Thank you so much. Oh, and it looks like you also have an asset coming to you when we come back, Amanda. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Big freaking sweet.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you so much to everyone that has joined us thus far. We'll only be about 5 or 10 minutes while we refresh on water and everything. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, so we will be right back. Thank you so much. See you in a couple minutes. Bye. And we're back. Hello. Hi. I'm Evie, the Disaster GM. Pronouns are she, they, or any GM for this fine disastrous group. We are returning for part 2 of today's episode 7 of Once Upon a Reflection, a Cypher system-based TTRPG, fairy tale oriented. We are currently missing Alina, who normally plays Vrak/Sev, and currently have with us Joelle, who plays Senor Fluffington, and Amanda, who plays Rose/Thorn. They are seeking out some books that Thorn had found via the organizational system at that center desk of the very large library. And you know that there should be at least a couple of books on Prince Astor. It's like, at least they were listed. You know, the area that you're going to. There are a couple of books, like, oddly laying on the ground, and just like the rest of the castle, the library does show some damage and indication of the thorns and vines and brambles that had kind of held this place up. But heading towards there, it's easy enough to sidestep them if you choose to do so. If you wanted to investigate them on your way, you are welcome to.
I'm probably just gonna kind of sidestep them for now.
Okay.
I don't know what Fluffington, if you will want to destroy them. As
Do
well.
I know what they are? Like, do I recognize that these are?
Books on the ground.
Oh, Townsend.
You're pouncing on every book that you pass.
Yes.
Okay. So you destroy one random book without any incident towards your person. It does not cause a reaction that is noticeable.
Cool.
Pages go flying, leather gets torn, and then you move along to another one that, like,
Yep.
Thorn just casually sidesteps, barely noticing that it's there, just knowing that the last one that she accidentally brushed against caused a goose to appear. And this one, please make an intellect save.
3.
3. So as you are, like, tearing it apart, you feel something come over you. You have no idea what.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah. You are under the effects of a tongue-tied curse, and basically everything is coming out gibberish and just kind of normal dog barking.
I'm just gonna go to the next one.
Yeah. It's just a regular book.
I'm gonna rip it to pieces anyway.
Okay. So behind you, Thorn, it's just Senor Fluffington. With the difference of the gibberish versus the not, it's hard to tell because it's Senor Fluffington just going to town on a couple of books that had fallen. But without too much issue beyond that, you are able to find the correct section of the library, one particular area of the wall, and yes, you will have to go up one of those sliding ladders to find the correct shelf. But you think you have found where the books are. You're just gonna, like, start, like, pulling them out to take a look at them. Are you going about this cautiously, since you know that some of the books in the library are trapped? How are you approaching this? Yeah.
Cautiously. Since I do... Okay. And then I just continue.
Yeah, it's like he's down there. Yeah, it is very Doge of Wisdom.
Mm-hmm. And I just go, okay. And then I was like, okay, it's magic, curses. I'm just gonna try to be as cautious as possible.
Okay. So as you kind of look through them, you see one of the books that you are looking for that seems to be a basically a treatise on the early lives and basically the time under his father, King Philip Arellington III, which will also have information on Prince Astor. The other two books that are mentioned that are supposed to be studies that were done by Prince Astor himself are missing.
Interesting. Right, so I believe that the volumes that are missing are possibly what has the information about who is controlling the curse. So I'm going to take this book back, and potentially it will have the answers that we're looking for. Yes, exactly.
So you just, like, are consulting with the gibberish dog before you go for it?
Yeah.
Okay. You still have no idea what he's saying. This is probably the longest it's been since he has spoken in words that are understandable. But also, he's big ass wolf that just was tearing the fuck out of a whole bunch of books. So who knows?
Who knows?
Everybody knows that the best way to stop a trap from working is by triggering it yourself.
Okay. So as you turn to reach for the book, please go ahead and give me an intellect save.
That was 2.
Oh, is that two?
Abracadabra.
So the difficulty was not 0, because that's not even a difficulty one. The difficulty was unfortunately not 0. So as you go reaching for this last book, the only one of the 3 that you find, you feel your hand kind of cross a barrier, almost like reaching into water. As the tingles and like strange pressure goes from your hand up your arm and begins to encase you almost all the way to the shoulder. And you look at your hand and it's not the right color. You are gradually turning to stone.
This was possibly one of the worst ideas I've ever had.
You're saying this out loud to
Yes.
Senor Fluffington?
Yeah.
Right. It is very slow, but you can feel the effect starting to spread.
Am I able to, if I pull it away, is it a struggle?
It's a struggle, but not enough to where you can't do it. So yeah, like without having to roll, you can pull your hand away.
Okay.
Your fingertips are marble now, though.
I was gonna make a joke about how you were turning white. I'm so sorry. That just came out.
Oh my god. Amanda just looks so offended. I mean, valid. I mean, like, fucking valid. Fucking valid.
That your skin was going to a different color. My brain was like, white. But you're turning into marbles. So
I'm thinking. I was thinking like I don't know. It was turning blue or something.
Fair enough.
But yeah, your fingers, the fingertips are now marble. And you can feel that the effect is still slowly spreading. It's not quite as fast as when you were reaching for the book, though.
Oh, okay. The armor around the room. Do any of them have like a halberd or something long?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna chop off the hand.
No. I was going to use something long enough to try to like fish the book down.
Okay. Okay.
So that's my thought. That's my thought process, and then I'm like, oh well, crap! I don't know what to do about this, but at least we can get the book. Yes.
Okay. So, Senor Fluffington, you are under the effects of a gibberish curse for approximately 5 minutes. So, by the time Thorn gets back with the halberd, especially with like the handling of things in a dexterous manner being somewhat hindered at the moment, you would be coming close to the end of the effect. Because you did also take a couple of minutes tearing apart a couple of other books on your way. Yeah. But So yes, you can go get a halberd. As you go to grab it, it almost feels like the armor is like holding on a little bit more tightly, and then you're able to like jerk it out of the grasp, and the arms fall limp to the side of the armor. Um,
I'm
it
so
was
sorry. I'm
probably
just
just
gonna
rusted.
borrow this.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
probably
I'm just
just
gonna borrow
rusted.
this. I will bring it back. I just need to go grab something with this. I will return it. I promise. And I'm saying this like as I'm like walking back to the room, like very fast. I'm still convinced that there's something going on with the armor.
I'm proud.
Valid.
I'm proud in that shit. I'm proud of it. And so the thing was that it just was weird. Do you agree?
I agree. It is very weird. Yes, indeed.
Yes, he was very weird.
So you reach forward with the halberd to try and
Yeah.
knock the book
Yeah.
off of the shelf.
Yes.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Please make an intellect task hindered this time.
Oh,
It
that was
is
only
on it is on behalf of an inanimate object, which is why it is hindered. You're just rolling for the halberd.
yeah, that was only an 8.
Okay. So as you reach forward with the halberd, you don't necessarily feel the change because it is not part of your body. But as you like try and wedge it between the books to try and knock that one off of the shelf, and it's a little unwieldy just from the angle, you feel it gradually start to feel almost heavier. And go ahead and give me a speed coordination task to try and knock the book off of the shelf.
I was a 17 that time.
Very good. So yeah, you do manage to knock the book off the shelf. And then as you like try and swing the halberd around now that the book is off the shelf, you do see that the edge of the halberd has started to turn to stone as well.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's step 1. Step 2 is this curse from the book or was it location based? And then I just kind of start prodding the the book with the halberd and trying to open it up and seeing if it's still.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another coordination roll because this is a very large weapon that is now becoming very tip heavy because the blade is turning to stone.
12.
12. It's definitely causing the book some damage, but you do get the cover flipped open and a couple of pages flopped forward. One of them does tear, but you do get it open.
What are you
Since the
doing?
halberd is already starting to turn to stone, it's hard to tell if the curse was in like a barrier or if it was on the book itself.
This book is going to tell us more about hopefully Prince Esther and potentially give us a lead on who caused all of this to happen.
The book can talk.
The book cannot talk, but the book could be cursed because of the. And I show my fingers and the stone. I was like, I'm trying to avoid more of this happening.
With your hand?
Yeah, you see?
You don't want another hand?
No, I don't want to. I don't want a stone hand. You know that like the thing like on the kitchen cabinet, the countertops, the very tall
Food?
thing with the food. Yes, the thing that sits on the food. The food sits on top of the thing. That's what's happening to
The
my
bowl.
fingers.
Your hand is turning into a bowl?
Sure. That's if that's gonna make sense to you, then yes.
Okay.
I'm just going with the assumption that there are marble countertops at the house. I have no idea.
Formica, all the way.
Oh yeah. Well, we can't win them all.
So the book is turning your hand into a bowl?
Well, it's turning into stone, like a rock. You know, it's
Like the
So-
music.
yes.
Vrac would be very proud of you.
Do you want me to break it?
Not until we get the information I'm potentially looking for.
Mm.
So, are you still attempting to get the book open to a specific page with a full-length halberd that's gradually turning to stone? Or are you going to use something else? Are you going to reach for it with your hand? The marble has now reached the second knuckle of your fingers.
Just because I, as a player, have the dumbest of characters, would they know that I can move things from afar?
You've done it a couple of times. I mean, it was just that you
Yeah.
wanted the stick with you, but you know that it was you and
Well,
that it
I
was the
mean-
stick obeying you.
Amanda's Thorn know
Oh,
that
probably.
those things were me.
Probably. I mean, the staff has just kind of been following you around in the air, so probably.
I'm just
Perhaps
kinda
you can
nudging that.
You can lift it up so we don't have to interact with it,
But I like with a what?
like you do with the stick. The thing you do with the stick, just do it to the book.
Like bite it?
No, no, the thing where the stick follows us and is floating.
I thought that's just what stick did. Is that okay?
Whatever you've done to make the stick do it, try to do that to the book.
Well, it's not a stick.
Pretend
Okay.
that it is.
He's gonna hatch magic the book
Okay.
to float.
Okay. So you focus really intensely on the book and you're trying to
Yes, stick.
you're trying to make it be like a stick.
You are
And
like a
briefly,
stick.
instead of rising into the air, there's an illusion of a stick over it. And then that flickers out, and instead it starts to raise into the air.
Oh, it's like a stick.
Yes, very good.
For the record, I am lifting it by it looked like, you know how when you hold a book by the very
Mhm.
edge of its cover and it's just dangling all
Mhm.
crazy. That's how I'm lifting it. Like it's not usable right now.
Yeah. You are like a stone currently.
I am lifting the book. I am lifting the stick in the book. There's a stick in the book. Are there
Very-
sticks in all books? Have I been thinking of books wrong? No, it can't be. I lift it.
The stick was inside you all along.
Yes. I can't tell
Not that way.
if the curse. I've just lost all train of
Oh,
thought. I'm
man.
so sorry.
I'm sorry, that one was entirely my fault. That was entirely my fault. I'm sorry.
Oh man!
fuck.
Oh, wow! I was trying so hard.
And
Oh,
Emilius
no.
Revenge, you are very correct. They do both have leaves.
And some books are back then in medieval times. Books were made of types of sticks.
Yeah.
Trees are just big sticks.
Yes.
Anyway.
Am I going to turn into a bowl now?
The book is just hovering there.
How fast is my hand turning?
It's like another inch every 5 minutes, maybe.
Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna try to like flip through this book as fast as I can.
Okay. So you like flip through, give me a coordination roll to see how easily you do that without tearing out pages with your now stone fingers.
14.
I would
14.
also like to point out it would be harder because I am still technically holding it with hedge magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it's very similar to when you attempted to do so with the halberd. It's not super coordinated. You do kind of rip a couple of the pages as you're like flipping through, but you do eventually find the section on Prince Aster that you had been looking for. Your character is also the only one of the three that went to university or to higher education.
I've been to
Yes.
school.
Training school.
I
But
graduated
yeah,
with middle honors.
yeah, because I know that Vrak's character did not go to post uni
Yes.
or post high school education. And Senor Fluffington is a Chihuahua. Uh, so
An educated
you
one.
are probably the only one of them that has experience attempting to skim read the way that students do when they're studying.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm going to call this eased by one from that experience, trying to acquire the information unless you are going to attempt to read at like normal speed.
No, I'm definitely using my college like skimming as fast as possible, trying to pick
Okay.
up the most important parts.
Intellectual, please.
Yes.
Eased by one because of that. And I think you still have an asset
I
from
would like to use the yes.
from Big Freakin' Swede. All right, so eased by two from the asset from that, as well as the history influence. So that would bring it down to a three.
Because I
No,
only
that
rolled
would
a
bring it down
5.
to no, that would bring it down to a two. So that's still six or better.
Yeah, it was only a 5. Can I? So that was an intellectual.
Yeah. Do you have the points for it?
I am gonna use 1 point to ease it.
You're gonna like one level of effort.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember that every level of effort is 3 points reduced
I
by
do
the
not
amount
have the
of
points to
edge.
do that.
Yeah, reduce the amount by the amount of edge
I
that you've
don't.
got. Okay,
I was gonna say, oh, I don't have that. I only have 2 intellect left.
okay, and you don't have an edge in intellect.
No.
Okay,
No,
all
I only
right,
have an edge in might.
all right. Ooh, and it looks like
Yep.
we've got a nat 20 to Joel Wrights.
That's me.
Yeah.
Hello,
All right,
I am
very
Joel,
cool.
and I write.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You were
I
writing
do that.
today.
I was
Yeah,
did not do a good job.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you were
But that's
getting
what
you were
I'm
getting
for.
into the mindset for Senor Fluffington.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so unfortunately, you are not able to really catch what exactly you need. You know that Prince Esther was born second, that he was trained in a variety of things having to do with his station as essentially the spare, though that's not how they phrase it. There's a couple mentions of like taking trips in his like teenage years and a little bit before, something about him like studying with his mom sometimes, but you don't even know why that would be important because you are literally just flipping through, skimming random things and catching bits of sentences.
As they're doing this, can I slowly bring the book towards me?
Yes, you can. So
Okay.
they're having to like kind of follow after it.
Mm-hmm.
Does he got any pictures?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Okay.
I'm gonna open the book to the pictures.
With your
What do
power.
I see? Yeah, with the hedge magic.
Okay. So
I
yeah.
don't want to turn into a bowl.
Yeah, so
So-
like the page that you were on flips back suddenly because the pages that you were currently attempting to skim at that specific moment were just all text, and then it flips back another page and there's just this beautifully illuminated like stylized art of Prince Aster as like maybe 15 or 16, riding a horse next to his mother, who is riding side saddle next to him.
Look, it's a horse.
It is a horse. It's very, very very astute of you.
I don't know what that means.
It's good. Just you did a good job.
Ah,
Give me a luck roll.
me?
Either one of you.
16.
16. Yeah. Thorn, well, when you're like, oh yeah, that is a horse, it's mentioning underneath it as like the categorization for the illustration, essentially, that it's Prince Astor's return from his trip across the border.
Interesting. Does it say where that was? Do we know?
You'd have to
On the
read the
horse.
actual, like.
Yes, I'm going to
Passage.
read the
Okay.
little.
Okay. So are you letting it remain on that page, Senor Fluffington?
Yeah, I'm looking at the horse.
Okay. It's a very pretty horse. It's got like very nice like reins with like the special little flags on it, and
Of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
very pretty drawing. It's very nice.
Yeah. It's got 4 legs,
4 legs.
like a tail.
Yeah. So someone is riding on top of it because it's a horse.
I don't think I could ever do that.
Yeah, and then next to it
too
is
small.
another very pretty horse that has a different person riding on top of it. It's very nice.
Oh, it's 2 horses. Wow.
2 horses.
The plot thickens.
Yeah. The passage seems to depict that Prince Astor had been sent across the border to a neighboring territory to study with some people there regarding like relations and basically forming a alliance between himself and that wouldn't even really be considered a kingdom, but sort of in preparation, like the implication is in preparation for absorbing that area into the kingdom. There's a couple of key phrases that seem familiar to you. You're not sure from where.
There are 2 horses on this page.
There are 2 horses.
And 2 people. I think that might mean something.
Yes.
I believe you're correct. I think this is the key.
No, it's a book.
Yes. A key book.
What do you think? You put it on like a door and then it opens?
Something like that.
I never knew that was a thing. You're so smart.
So with that in mind, how is my arm doing?
It's been a couple of minutes, so it has gone from like just your fingers, which are now kind of frozen in this position, to it's working its way up your like palm and the back of your hand.
So I really need to get this taken care of.
Your hand?
Yes.
Your ball hand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I believe what we're going to do is use the information that's from this picture book you found. I'm going to go back to my aunties and see if they can dispel this.
Okay. How do we get there?
Through the reflections, of course.
I don't see any.
There are some windows at the far end of the library that do provide a good portion of light into the room, at least during daytime. It is getting towards evening after everything that has gone on, because you guys made it to the castle and its feast during the midday portion of the festivities. So you would be able to, with luck, get that to reflect. There are also possibly other things in the room that might be reflective, but it is also a library which generally has like wood and leather and soft surfaces and books as opposed to mirrors.
Perhaps we should get to the main the where we were. There was some reflective surfaces there.
Okay. What do you want me to do with this book that I am now apparently able to move? The key book. Do you have like somewhere to put it? Like somewhere to put it?
I'm going to put it in my. I'm going to have you like try to like get it in my pack, and hopefully the pack will be enough to like not be in direct contact with me. But I don't know if that will work.
Okay, I'm going to try to put the book in the pack.
Okay. So you hover the book over the pack as she like gets it open. Then you drop the book into the pack, and the book goes into the pack.
Cool. Okay, now let's get out of here as soon as possible.
Are you sure it's not just gonna like open your pack or something?
It is a key book.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how keys work.
That's so. Just don't worry about it right now. They'll just say that the key is very difficult to get to. We will fix that. I just need to get this taken care of as soon as possible.
Okay, let's go fix your bow hand.
Yes. Which at this point feel like is actually frozen in like a bowl shape.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like.
If all else fails, we can use it for food. Let's go.
But yeah, so you are still able to turn like this, but you can't like squeeze, you can't like draw your bow easily. You would be able to shoot with the other hand instead of your primary hand, because I'm assuming that you reached for the book with your dominant hand, which would be what you draw back with. So you'd have to shoot essentially reverse, and it would still be considered hindered, because you're having to fit the bow into your marble hand. And we've got a nat 20 redeemed for Panda. Good job. Go, Key, go. But yeah, so you are able to kind of, I'm assuming, jog or rush out of the room to find a reflective surface.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we are. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know how fast you were trying to
go.
go. Yeah, I had no idea how fast you were trying to go. If you like want to take it casual to try and spot things more easily as you're walking, you can do that. You have a light source from the staff that would reflect against reflective surfaces, or you can just run back to the ballroom that you know for a fact has at least one reflective surface.
I feel like I'm at like a very like fast walk. It's just like a power walk. So I don't want to like miss anything that could potentially be a faster way out of here.
Okay, go ahead and give me an observation / perception awareness type of check as you go.
Them the help action.
Yes, you can. Cool. So that is eased by 1, bringing it down to a 2.
I was at 13. I rolled
13. Very
you don't
easily.
Even need it.
Yeah, very
but
easily.
Thank you for the help.
You do find basically one of the more decorative things in a different hallway, because you are catty-cornered around from where you had been previously when you exit. That is like this exceptionally shiny silver kind of, I don't want to call it a candelabra, but it is like this silvery sculpture that can also hold candles, that is up on a pedestal.
I don't know what the hell this is, but it looks cool.
It
Yeah,
is
it does.
very abstract and strange for something being in like a fairy tale fantasy castle. Reading the plaque, it says, "Gift from the Mother Queen." So,
Am I able to see anything reflecting from the other side?
uh, give me a luck roll. Because you can see a reflection. It's where does that reflection lead to?
That is a 6.
That is a 6. You can see a reflection. You can see the other side. You can see the real world. It looks like an alleyway. Can't tell where that alleyway happens to be, but it's an alleyway.
And I turned to Fluffington and I was like, should we go for it?
For what?
To enter the portal.
Portal?
The reflection that will take us away from here.
Oh, well, isn't that what we were looking for?
Yes. Would you like to use this one?
Where's the other one?
I don't know. We haven't
Oh.
found it yet.
Oh, so
You know what? Let's just go. And
Okay.
I just
You just pass through. You just like
yeah.
it. All right. So
Yeah, I feel like I want to like grab Fluffington by his paw and just kind of.
so initially, like grabbing Senor Fluffington's paw with your
Mhm.
good hand, you try to
Mhm.
reach for the reflection with your marble one, and it doesn't work with your marble hand. You have to touch it with like your other hand or a different portion of your body that is not under the effect of the stone curse, the petrification.
okay, you
Okay.
can do it now.
Okay. And then so with my other hand,
Yeah.
I touch it. Yeah.
So yeah, you like it takes a little bit of concentration. You can feel the effect start to take over you, and then sort of like Santa at a small stove pipe, you just like right through into to the other side. You're welcome, Joel. I am so
Whoa.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm just nodding in the. I'm
What
like, yeah,
a
that makes sense.
comparison. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, like I unfortunately was subjected to a lot of holiday movies when I was younger.
Yeah. No, I know exactly
You're a
what effect you're talking
small-
about.
Yep.
Alright.
But yeah, so you go through the reflection and you stumble out into the real world alley. Senor Fluffington, do you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. We're going. We're gonna fix the bowl.
yeah. So once again, very similar to Thorn, you reach your paw forward and you touch the reflection, and you can feel that moment of concentration. You can feel the effect on you as you just slip through the reflection into the real world. Instead of Thorn, you find yourself in an alley with someone that you do not recognize. And Rosa, as you step out into the alley and stumble in a little bit of a puddle, what follows behind you is not a person. It is just a little chihuahua.
You weren't kidding about that. Oh my god, you are actually a chihuahua. What the fuck?
I sit down and it's just my little tail. For context, by the way, this is like the tiniest possible. Like I can get picked up by one hand, and that's all.
Yeah. Would you actually like to describe what your characters look like now that we are finally seeing you in the real world?
Do you want to start?
Okay, yeah, I'll start. So
Alrighty.
Rosa is uh, a Latina woman who has like dark brown curly
Messed
hair,
up you.
a little stud nose piercing. She's about like 5'4" and actually like fairly like slim body. She doesn't really like eat like too much, and what she's wearing light blue scrubs because she does work at a veterinarian office.
And you
Um,
slipped through from that vet office, actually, initially.
yeah,
True, yeah. I
initially,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yep, and so that is who she is. She does not possess elf ears. Her hair is dark. Her eyes are dark brown. Um, very curly hair. Just does not really look like Thorn, who is tall and elf-like and has white hair and green eyes. Just
Yeah.
very average-looking person.
But yeah, so,
Uh,
yeah.
on the other hand, I look like a Chihuahua,
Yeah.
but not just a regular Chihuahua. I am an advanced Chihuahua, mangy. Just, I have. There are probably some bald spots that I don't even know about. I my tongue sticks in like it fits in my mouth, but it doesn't always work the way that it should. I am I am covered in like old scars. Like I've been a stray dog for a long time, but I also have the just the fluffiest little pod belly of a dog that has been probably slightly overfed because he is loved.
Yeah.
I go and
Just sitting there.
pick him up, and I just like basically just hold him out like this.
I start kicking.
Yeah. It is, for you, Rosa, it is a strange sensation because you're not used to having, like, arthritis or your joints, like, click and crack as you move your hand. But you're experiencing that right now as you pick up the Chihuahua.
You are so adorable. And then I zip down my jacket and I just kind of place who I know as Fluffington like in my jacket, and as I try to figure out how to get rid of this sensation in my hand.
Mm-hmm. So, you are in an alley in a city. It is probably either late evening or early morning. It kind of has that dawn slash dusk, not quite light effect to the sky. A little bit overcast, kind of chillier than you expected it to be. It's a little colder than you were experiencing during the evenings in New Bastion. Um, Looking around at the street, you don't see a street sign. You have no idea where you are.
I don't recognize this at all, puppy.
There
I
are
think if you've
there are some cars that are parked, and with cars come like side view mirrors, so you do have access to other reflections. But yeah, you are not sure what city you are in. You are not sure what state or even country you are in.
Uh, I'm gonna poke my head out of the like what jacket and
yeah, I
start
just kind of
sniffing
have
it.
you like cradled like
Yeah, I'm gonna start sniffing to see if I can sense anything familiar.
Give me a perception check.
16.
Uh, it does not smell like home. It does smell like car exhaust and leaking oil and sushi.
I start wiggling. I want out.
Okay, Jesus. And I just kind of, I don't want to drop you, but I just very gently, but you're so wiggly that I just kind of like plop you down on the ground.
I just eat absolute shit, even if you have me like an inch off the ground. And then I turn around. I do the bark jump that some chihuahuas do, where they're barking with so much energy, their entire body jolts. And then I'm gonna run for the sushi.
Okay.
Wait, no, come back.
So yeah, soon you have Fluffington goes bolting down the street at full chihuahua speed. Um, like barking and like scratching a little bit at the concrete as he goes. Narrowly avoids tripping over a couple of things on the way, and like yeah,
Fail not tripping over a couple other things as well.
yeah, it's
And it's the most
adorable.
dramatic ever too.
Yeah, it's adorable but not coordinated.
No.
And like as you get closer to where you had like gotten that just slight scent of sushi, you can smell that it's a little spoiled, possibly thrown out. You're also starting to smell pizza and hot dogs, and oh, that's also some old stale Chinese food. You're probably close to some sort of dining strip in whatever city you're in.
I'm barking loudly for Rosa to follow me.
Oh yeah.
And I am struggling to keep up because he like they just zoomed.
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Little
shit,
fuckers
no,
are
come
fast.
back.
They are fast and they are wiggly and hard to catch, and you don't have any of the tools at your disposal that you do at the vet clinic. You don't even have a leash to try and like clip on to that tiny little collar that was like tangled in his fluffy little fur. But yeah.
Yeah, but I eventually I feel like I would have to I have to catch up to you eventually, right?
Yeah, you do end up turning a corner onto like a slightly busier street. And it is based off of the activity that you see here, probably the like evening ish as opposed to morning, because you do see people like wandering around ordering food, like eating as they walk and talk. There is a very very dingy park nearby that like people are sat at a couple of benches. Somebody's sleeping on another one, with a couple of street lights, not all of which are lit, that are taking advantage of the essentially junk food strip and like other entertainment stores that are around.
Can I make out any of the signs?
Yes.
Are they in English?
They are in English. They are a strange kind of like brownish red color as opposed to the forest green that you are used to from New Bastion. So it is definitely not the city that you are used to. They're not street names that you recognize, other than like one of them is called Main Street because every city has a
Of
Main
course.
Street.
Yeah. Okay.
The plates, as you kind of passed by them, when you were like running along, say Oregon.
Okay. Not anywhere near where I am.
No. Opposite side of the country, because New
Yeah.
Bastion is on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up to someone that's eating, sit down, and just whine at them. That is insane. That sound you just made, that's if I didn't know you were making that sound, it fucking like a dog, like actual.
Yeah.
Pretend I said that correctly.
But yeah, the person is a little startled, like in the middle of like eating like a taco that is falling apart in the little paper tray that they've got, as they're like look down and there's suddenly just this little dog begging up at them.
I am essentially vibrating at this point.
Look around, like trying to figure out like who owns the dog. Then like
And you see you see Rosa just like half a block down, just being like, wait, wait.
yeah, and then like reaches over to the bag and like pulls out just a little corn chip and tries to like hand it to you. Like pulls their hand away really quickly because he started growling.
I'm just staring at the taco.
I I'm pretty sure this will make you sick, doggy.
It will, and then I come behind Scoop Up, Fluffington.
He like carefully holds the taco away from where Senor Fluffington might be able to nab at it on the way up.
As you're lifting me,
yeah.
You know, I'm gonna almost do like one of those turtle snap towards the taco. I don't get anywhere fucking near it, but I'm gonna try my best. That at the moment that I am at the same height as the taco, there is, in my brain, there is a non-zero chance that I could potentially get a bite.
Yeah, from like a full like foot and a half away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There is. Like, you can almost taste it just from the, like, scent that is lifting from it. Because it is, like, it's one of those, like, street tacos with the works that was, like, falling apart as he was eating it.
God, I need one of those right now.
Me too.
Now I want tacos.
My eyes are like just...
bug-eyed.
Yeah, like, just almost popping out. I am, like, stretching my entire body out, like... And it doesn't change my length because I am fucking tiny. But yeah.
And I just go, I'm so sorry. Like this dog is just like very food motivated, and I'm sorry. Did they bother you too much?
No,
like you're good, right?
No, I'm fine. Looks over the very mangy ass dog. He's cute. Sorry.
No, I apologize. It won't bother you again. And I
okay. Have a good night, I guess. And he's just kind of awkwardly holding the tray of taco, not wanting to take a bite, but not really wanting to like set it down, and is just very confused by the entire situation.
And it's
because, like, as a person who's had a dog just rush up for food before, it's like my instinct is to check with the person and pet the dog. The person that like has the food in their hand, he's just kind of like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking towards the taco.
Yeah, taco.
Yeah, and I'm just, and I pull Fluffington up to face, and I'm just like, no, we are in the real world now, and I know that taco will not be very good for you. Do you understand? Bark if you understand.
I am like looking over at the, like, as much as I can at the taco. I'm not. There is no attention happening at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I just like slowly start walking away from.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a couple of burger joints. There's like and like you can tell now walking along holding Senor Fluffington up that like the taco came from a like street truck, like a food truck. And yeah,
That's where the best tacos are.
yes it is. Yeah, that is. And there's like, yeah, so there's a pizza place, there's a burger joint, there's like 3 different Chinese food places. There's one place that sells like some sort of weird combination of food that has the really, really badly made sushi, which is what you had smelled having been thrown out.
Yeah.
And like that, like Kmart sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah. that type of sushi. But yeah, so like you are in the middle of a food strip. You also see a couple of like old movie rental places that are still somehow lingering.
Oh,
A
is this where the last blockbuster exists?
almost seems like. But yeah, like a couple of like consignment shops, one random insurance place, and a variety of cars that each have reflections and a lot of witnesses.
Too many witnesses. Okay.
What, are you gonna kill the dog?
No,
For
I
slipping
don't.
through a reflection.
I know. It's just the idea
Yeah.
of like grabbing the dog and being like too many witnesses.
I feel like someone would overhear that and just start walking away.
Yeah, just
very
walking a little
fast.
faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
You see, like, on the steps for the dingy little park, a couple of teenagers that are, like, giggling as they spray hairspray on one of their shoes and then light it on fire and then do it again. And they're just like, it's so clean. It's so clean. And they laugh and then they do it again. This is
I look
from
down
personal
at
experience
Fluffington.
because I remember my friends doing this when I was in high school.
I look at Fluffington as if to say, "You see this shit too."
Yeah. White kids are scary.
I feel like at this point, my stomach rumbles. It's probably been
A
a
while.
long time, a while since any of us eaten, and
Yeah.
I just turn to Fluffington. He's like, "You know, I have the money to actually just like buy you a taco, right?"
I start
Yeah,
just
let's
vibrating
yeah.
out of excitement.
Also say,
Too much-
let's go get some
Too much
food.
excitement.
Let's go get some food.
Yeah. So yeah, you can catch some food if you want to. It's kind of a take your pick smorgasbord on the street. There's a
Oh, we are
bar on the corner.
absolutely
Yeah.
doing the tacos.
Yeah, there's a bar on the corner that you could probably like sneak the dog into the bathroom if you wanted to use the reflection in their bathroom.
Yeah, I will do that. But at first, we're going to nourish ourselves before we make the
So
jump back.
I'm guessing based on the fact that all of us are now hungry for tacos that Rosa is stopping at the food truck.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I request specifically like a no seasoned like taco for the dog.
You feel
Oh,
Senor
yeah.
Fluffington grow 3 times more depressed at that sentence is spoken.
Well, because I don't want it. There are certain spices that will make your tummy all upsetty.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. The pollo.
Pollo, sí, pollo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Un momento.
Yeah.
Un momento, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like takes a couple minutes, has to like cook it separately because they've just basically got this giant hot plate that they grill all of the food, the meat on, so like the seasoning all blends together, so he's got to like clean off a little spot to cook it on.
Senor Fluffington is actively drooling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So am I actually. I am really hungry.
Yes. Let's skip the food part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get the food.
Yeah,
It
so
is...
I feel like I would order in solidarity. I'd also order some pollo asado tacos.
Oh,
Wonderful. Wonderful.
fuck yes.
And like you can tell that the like you can tell the like tortillas are handmade and everything. Ugh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like
So before this turns into Once Upon a Recipe.
he like with the food
Because I am this is so
yeah,
funny.
with the food you get all of that, and you do get just a little tiny tray of chicken for the dog, and he hands you a flyer because they don't have a card for you to take with you for where he's gonna be found again. But yeah, you get your food, you're able to like they have just giant styrofoam cups of whatever drink you ordered with it that you're able to just kind of munch on at whatever location you choose to eat at on the street. But yeah, so food part, because we are all hungry, skip. But yes, you have officially eaten and are not considered like starving anymore because it had been like a day.
If you
It had been
if
like
you
a
ask
day
me,
since you had
oh,
eaten. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dog. So yeah.
yeah. So I am look. I am a chihuahua in your hands right now. I can't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want us to do?
No.
I think so. After we eat, I want to try to sneak you into that bar and try to get to the reflection.
Okay.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
so yeah. Give me a stealth roll for hiding the wiggly little dog.
14.
14. Good enough. But yeah, you're able to like slip past. It's a busy enough night that you are pretty sure that no one noticed, or if they did, they didn't care. Before you're able to like kind of squeeze into the bathroom, and it takes several minutes before it empties out enough to where you're pretty sure that like if there is anyone else in there with you, they are in a stall and won't see whatever happens.
Right, right. So then I want to yeah, take the reflection
Okay,
back to the other side.
give me a luck roll to see where you're gonna end up.
That is a 7.
7. So you're not super convinced on where. The forest that you see on the other side just vaguely imposed over the reflection of the bathroom. It's a little darker. It was heading into the evening when you were there anyway, so that may be implied. It's not forestry that you recognize, but it's also just it's a forest. You could try to find another reflection that might lead to somewhere that is familiar to you, or you could take this one.
Hmm.
Or you could attempt to influence the reflection, which you have done before. It is just not easy.
I'm going to try that first since
Okay. This is a difficulty 6.
I will give her the help action.
Okay.
I was about to say I just remembered I had a nat 20 in the bank.
You do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm
perfect.
going to use that.
Okay. So yeah, it's it takes a little bit of concentration and you are focusing and you do shift to a different mirror just to make it a little bit easier on you, since you had already noticed a reflection in one of them. But this one does gradually resolve into a much more familiar forest, with a cute little red squirrel just kind of napping in the branches of a tree. And you can see off to another side a very lovely little flower patch that you had planted with your aunties. You are looking up at stuff as if through the reflection on a lake or pond, which would be very familiar to you, in fact.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to take this portal.
Okay,
And yeah,
so yeah, you
first turn.
guys, you are holding Senor Fluffington, so you're just gonna end up taking them with you as
Yeah,
you go
pretty
through.
much.
That's how Senor Fluffington went through the first time, was carried.
Hmm.
That's true.
So yeah, you pass through, and there's like a sudden gasp behind you as you pass, and like looking back as you like just rise out of the reflection on the like moon reflected lake. You see someone like looking around startled, that had just exited one of the stalls behind you, and then they seem to calm down, and then like before that reflection just kind of fades off and you are in sanctuary. And as you shift into your form of Thorn instead of Rosa, just a second.
That was the best battle I've ever had. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
And then Senor Fluffington also shifts into his much larger form. You feel your hand return to stone, and where you had been holding Senor Fluffington in the other arm, your arm is around Senor Fluffington's waist, and both of you fall to the ground because you had been carrying what is now a 5 foot tall wolfman. But we will end there because it is just about time and I am hungry as fuck. I made myself hungry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. We're all craving street tacos now. Oh, fuck. Yeah. But yes, so you guys didn't die. You did not there we go. You did not end up going debilitated even, as far as I know. Very good. One of you has a petrification curse on you that you need the aunties to help you with. And we will see how Vrak manages to find you guys. Yeah. But yeah, so great job. Thank you very much for your participation today. Also, wonderful audience, so active, so much stuff, and many, many rewards that have helped the players greatly. And still no rest. Still no rest. Yeah. Yeah, Sanctuary is Sanctuary for a reason. But yes, so great job, wonderful, loved it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I am Evie Disaster GM, pronouns are she, they, or any, director of Vault to Deck Archives, GM for this finest if disastrous group. I am also the GM for our other campaign that is ending now. Empyrean Rising's last session is going to be this Sunday. It has been a 2-year-long campaign with highs and lows and wonderful, wonderful players. We have a couple special announcements on Sunday regarding that, but I promised to hold out until I had the full cast there for it. Yeah, it's what you think. It's what you think. But yeah, I'm waiting to do those announcements, and yeah, I'm waiting to do those announcements until we've got the whole cast there to talk about it. But yeah, so tune in on Sunday for the last episode, the closure episode, to find out what all happens with Ice and Bridge now that they have confronted the council. This has been Once Upon a Reflection, a Cypher system-based TTRPG set primarily in fairy tale world, but partially in the real world, and we gotta see how those eventually collide. Let's do our outro with Amanda to start out with. Very cool. Very nice. Very cool. Very cool. Very excited for that. Yeah, congratulations on that, because big moves are a lot. Whew. All right. Yeah, very cool, very awesome. Check out the link tree in the description or chat. Joel. My Okay, how's
Oh,
this?
hello. Can you hear
That's
me?
strange.
Is it not? Is there no audio really?
Better?
Hello. It now it's working.
I muted and unmuted it again to see if that can fix it. But
Yeah, I can
anything.
hear. I can hear myself now.
Like, I see the little
No, I
thing
can. It's
popping up
working.
and
It's
showing.
yeah, it's working
Okay.
now.
Uh, OBS. Amanda said that they are uh, doing stuff and on Blue Sky, and happy to have moved.
Do it
Fucking
again.
OBS.
Yeah, basically, Panda Cabra everywhere, Panda X Cabra on Instagram. I just moved into my new place. I'm settled. I'm gonna be around more often. Yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. Just
Sorry.
come and say hi.
Yeah, the output audio just went wonky, and I had to mute and unmute to get you guys back. Um, but yeah, Joel, go ahead and start again.
Oh, hi, I'm Joel. Well, I was Joel. I played Senor Fluffington on this game, and every other Friday, you can find me playing more Senor Fluffington here. I also will be playing Baldur Mistforge for the last time on Sunday, and I am very emotional about it because I love that character and I love that game. Uh, Outside of Altered Echo Archives, you can find me on the Altered Echo Archive Discord, where I post about the things that I do, if I remember to do it. Yeah, oh, I actually wait, hold on. I'm also a writer. You can find my work in progress on my AO3 over on no on AO3. Uh, and it's a cool story. Sorry, I had it ready before, but the audio problems threw me off. Um, you can read my shit there. It's good shit. It's good stories. I procrastinated writing one thing to and start writing a different thing to procrastinate the first thing. So I'll probably get new chapters of things that aren't what is already on there soon, and then it'll write something of that new thing because then I'm going to procrastinate that by writing one of the anyway. And then if you want to support me, you can support me either on Coffee or you can look in my throne. I put a shit ton of things on there that I'm probably just going to buy for myself at some point or another. If you would like to help fund some of that stuff, it is somewhere in one of my links. But yeah, that's me.
Wonderful. I hope you guys were able to catch. I have no idea when the audio issues started, so I hope that you were able to catch the end of the episode as well. Who we are currently missing tonight is Alina, our character artist for the fairy tale characters. They are a wonderful artist that does Wargate comics and does usually every other week. Sometimes scheduling shit happens. D&D campaign about heroes that literally emerged from the trash called Trash Heroes on their channel, Wargate Comics. You can also find their links in chat and description. They will be returning to us for Once Upon a Reflection in 2 weeks' time for the next session, and we'll see what's been going on with Vrac in the meantime. They will also be here Sunday for our ending episode of Empyrean Rising, playing Kale. But yeah, so we uh, yes, yeah, if you want to not think about things on November 5th, watch Trash Tears instead, just like what MLIS Revenge said. But yes,
Oh yeah.
so very, very funny, chaotic group that they've got there. Um, but yes, so definitely check out all the things that all the players do. They are all fantastic and do amazing things. We will catch you next time. Join us on Discord if you just want to chat. We share a lot of gifts. Oh, there's so many gifts for me to go through.
I feel like we probably need to open a GIF only channel.
Well, there's
so
an
that it
AP
doesn't flood the general.
There's an AP hype channel, but we never remember to switch over to it in the middle of the actual AP. But yeah, we've got a Discord where you can like chat with us. The link's also in the description slash chat. And yeah, come chat with us and have fun, I guess. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye.